Alright, so Halo 3, the conclusion to the Halo trilogy. Here we go. Perhaps a bit of a hot take. Halo 3 is actually my least favorite out of the trilogy. Um, and actually, the first third of the game, no matter whenever I play it, how many playthroughs I do, I am just bored. Um, really, I'm just not a huge fan of the three opening levels of this game. I think that um, the defending Earth segments are good in this, though I would argue I enjoyed it more in Halo 2. Definitely, this game gets to an amazing portion halfway, um, halfway through the campaign after Floodgate. I think that's irrefutable that the second half of Halo 3 is absolutely fantastic. Just, I personally didn't really like the first third. Um, and I would say to me, Halo 3 feels more like the Halo 2 Part 2 in terms of the story rather than its own game. And I mean, I know a lot of people like Halo 3, and that's for good reason. But just for me personally, in terms of the story and even the gameplay, to be fully honest, I just enjoy the other two a lot more. And I felt like they were better put together. So number 9 is Crow's Nest. So this level is all right. It's definitely pretty exciting to see a marine base on Earth. Just I felt like Miranda and Truth in this segments were a little bit cheesy. And I definitely liked both of their characters a lot more in Halo 2. Um, I feel like similar to the Truth and Reconciliation, there were times where I just genuinely felt lost running through these hallways. And, it was a lot of back and forth from the control room to the hangar to the cells to the control room to the hangar. It just felt a bit monotonous to me. And of course, it was still fun to help out the Marines, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it with this one, especially the hangar segment. I don't know. I just really wasn't feeling it. I still enjoy it, even if I was a bit bored. I still love pretty much every single level of Halo, even if this one is probably definitely my, I would say, second least favorite of them all. Number 8 is, I believe you pronounce it, Savo Highway. So I think this one was fine. I enjoyed the vehicle segments in it. For me personally, it felt super short. Um, really, I finished like the first four levels of Halo 3 in under 2 hours. Um, and I mean, really, I don't know with this one. I think it's fine. I enjoyed it. But yeah, really, it just felt short. I felt like there wasn't as much there as there is in other levels. Um, I would definitely say it felt the most boring in terms of story as well. Really, it's just kind of like a transition level to get from point A to point B. Number 7 is Sierra 117. So the opening level to Halo 3, I like this one. Um, Definitely, I wouldn't. It's my favorite of the first three. Um, so with this one, I liked playing through the forest on Earth. Um, and then, of course, like the opening cutscene. I think that's all great stuff. Different things like saving the Marines, saving Johnson. And the fight at the dam was pretty fun. I just, again, I feel like similar to Savo Highway. just for me, I didn't find there to be a whole lot to this one. Um, Number 6 is Floodgate. So I really enjoyed this one. Probably, obviously, I enjoy the Flood a lot. Um, so what I liked about this one a lot was that you're playing as Master Chief, and you have elites other than Arbiter fighting alongside you. I really liked fighting the new Flood forms, um, and sort of seeing how in the level you just progressed through in the Storm is now completely overtaken by the Flood, and everyone's dying. Um, and then we end off this one with the message from Cortana, which I really like. And then this transitions into the fantastic cutscene of everyone coming together and then gearing up to go to the Ark. Number 5 is the Storm. So I enjoyed this one a lot. Definitely out of the defending Earth sort of segments of Halo 3. Um, I think it was really fun to fight the Scarab again. I really like the Scarab vehicle. And also, with the introduction of the Hunters into this game towards the end, and just saving like the construction workers and helping out Marines. I like this one. The vehicle segments reminded me a little bit of the beach vehicle segments on Halo 2. So I definitely enjoyed that there. And then, of course, taking out the gun at the end of the level was fun. And sort of stopping Truce invasion. I think it was a good conclusion to the first half to third of this game. Uh, Now, the next 4 ones are pretty obviously the Ark levels. Number 4 is the Ark. This one was a ton of fun. And so we get the opening sniper segment, which I always love those. Those are definitely a blast. And then traveling through the sands of the Ark with different vehicles, making it to the doorway, and then going back to get the Scorpion, taking on a bunch of different Covenant along the way. I thought that was all fantastic. And then we get to run around inside the Ark, fight the Covenant, and learn more about it. And then we get the ending segment with fighting the Brutes. I really enjoyed this segment a lot. And then also, yeah, like I said previously, I really like the opening cutscene of everyone coming together. And then, especially once you get to the Ark and all the ships drop, I think that's just really fantastic stuff. Um, and I love to see stuff like that in Halo. So, number 3 is the Covenant. I think this level is genuinely fantastic, and I've seen a lot of people put it as their number 1 in Halo 3, and I think that absolutely makes sense. Um, we get the opening cutscene with the Warthogs getting blasted out of the ship. You're jumping on the beach, and then you got to take down the towers, which I think is all really fun and really great. Um, I definitely enjoyed it quite a lot. And then after that, you go to help out Johnson at his tower. And then, so another thing that I thought was really fantastic, and I always love on my first playthrough, and even this most recent one, is when you're on your way to truth, and then 2 scarabs drop down, and you got to fight 2 scarabs at once. I think that was all really fantastic, and really great sort of end game Halo battles. Because I mean, fighting Scarab to me is always fun, and then fighting 2 at the same time is even better. Then you're making your way to truth, and definitely a portion that I really enjoyed was having the Flood ally with you, and it's you and the Flood taking on the Covenant, even though it's just for a short bit. Uh, and then, of course, we stop the arc. The Arbiter kills Truth, which I love. And then the Flood turn on you. But still, I think that this level is really great, and I can understand why a lot of other people would have it as their favorite Halo level. It really is the end of the Covenant and the Human Covenant War. So number two is Halo. This one, to me, out of I would say any level in Halo 2 and 3, reminds me the most of Halo CE. I think it is fantastic in all the best way possibles. Um, we open with the snow segment and fighting the flood in the snow, which of course is super just reminiscent of two betrayals, making your way up that structure to get to the control room. And then 343, Guilty Spark turning on you and killing Johnson. I think Johnson has an incredible death. Um, and the boss fight against Guilty Spark. And then, of course, we end off this level with another Warthog run, which, is really fun. Um, and then this time, driving the Warthog straight through into the ship, getting the ending cutscene to Halo 3. I think it's fantastic. I think Halo 3 ended in a fantastic way. And I really enjoy the first half of this segment, fighting the flood in the snow. It just reminds me so much of CE. Um, and I mean, yeah, I would really say I just genuinely love this level. Number one is Cortana. So similar to Grave Mind, where you're running around and exploring the different parts of High Charity, I enjoyed exploring High Charity again, but as the Flood had taken it over, and just sort of getting to see the central point of where the enemy is. I always love getting that perspective of like the enemy's, I guess, base of operations. I think that is one of the reasons why I really enjoy the Marley arc and Attack on Titan. Um, and then, of course, I mean, it's pretty much an all flood based level. Uh, so I enjoy fighting them, especially like all the energy swords on the ground and just getting to use the energy sword so much. And also the hidden hallway segment where you can get the flamethrower and then just blast the flood with waves of fire. That was super fun. I really enjoyed that segment a lot too. Um, and then sort of towards the end here, we rescue Cortana. This is one of my favorite moments in all of Halo is getting Cortana back. The first time I ever played it, it did make me cry, and it even made me tear up a little this time. I just feel like the reuniting of Chief and Cortana is absolutely fantastic and almost magical. I absolutely love the duo of Chief and Cortana a lot, and it's just so heartwarming to me when you finally get her back, and then she says, "Keep your head down. There's two of us in here," just like in the Pillar of Autumn. And I love the music in this portion of this cutscene. It's all to me fantastic. Then we're making our escape, and we got to destroy. What's it called? Like the power sources that are in High Charity. And I like the parallel to the Maw when you had to destroy the reactors in it. So I think, again, like the Warthog run, it's a good parallel to the end of CE, having to destroy those and then make it out of High Charity. So I would say, really, the reason this is my favorite level in Halo 3 has to do with the Flood, the incredibly emotional cutscene that I love between Chief and Cortana, um, and especially some of the parallels to Halo 1. I know maybe not everyone likes the Flood or the Grave Mind, and I don't really know people's general reception to this level. But personally, I found it to be one of the most enjoyable in Halo. Um, it is my third favorite level in the franchise, and I really enjoyed it a lot. I would definitely say that I enjoy a lot of things, but to me, this level really just felt fantastic from start to finish. And I definitely really liked Halo 3 quite a bit. Um, I would say this most recent playthrough, even though the first half, or first third, to me was a little bit boring, I enjoy Halo 3 the most on this most recent playthrough. Maybe it's just due to time, but I feel like what people have said about it has more clicked with me this time. And of course, even though it's my least favorite out of the four that I just replayed, I still think it's a fantastic game, and I still think most of what everyone says holds up about it. I definitely understand why people love it. It's a fantastic game. The Halo trilogy is fantastic. Um, yeah, that's probably gonna wrap up my thoughts on Halo 3. I mean, like I just said, I think it's a good game. I'd recommend anyone to play Halo if they never have. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me today.